Students, welcome to the class. Students, as you know, we have been doing the textual analysis of the poem Sailing to Byzantium by famous Irish English poet W.B. Yeats. Yesterday we completed 2 stanzas and today we are going to begin with stanza number 3. So first of all, let us go through the stanza 3 that is there on your screen. First, I will read out this stanza and then we will analyze it. O sages, standing in God's holy fire, as in the gold mosaic of a wall, come from the holy fire, burn in Ajmer, and be the singing masters of my soul. Consume my heart away, sick with desire, and fasten to a dying animal, it knows not what it is, and gather me into the artifice of eternity. So students, here we see that Yeats visualizes the great artist in history standing like mosaic figure in holy fire in heaven and thus undergoing a process of purification. He fervently prays to them to come down from that holy fire, moving rapidly with a circular spinning motion, and to teach his soul to sing with artistic pleasure. They should purify his heart of all sensual passion, for he can no longer enjoy pleasures of the senses. Purged of all passions, the poet wishes to become a part of the immortal product of art. And so we see the poet addresses the sages standing in God's holy fire in Byzantium. The poet says, O sages, who are standing in God's holy fire in the same way as a figure stands in the gold mosaic work of a wall, climb down from your position in a spiral movement and be the educator of my soul, so that my soul can learn the right kind of song, the song which becomes louder as the body decays more and more. Poet says, the first thing one will have to do will be to purify one's heart, because it is tied to the animal instincts of the body and is sick with physical desire. Once one has purified or consumed the heart away, it will be easier for one to do what the narrator most desires, that is, gathering him into the artifice of eternity. In other words, the narrator wants to become a part of those things which are beyond the cycle of birth and death. The speaker of Yeats's poem wants the elders to consume my heart away, literally to eat his heart out. He needs to be stripped of a young man's desire and make peace with his advancing years, for he is, after all, a dying animal. So now, students, let us come to stanza 4, the last stanza of the poem. Once out of nature, I shall never take my bodily form from any natural thing, but such a form as Grecian goldsmiths make of hammered gold and gold enameling to keep a drowsy emperor awake, or set upon a golden bow to sing to lords and ladies of Byzantium of what is past or passing or to come. So here the poet says that once the poet is dead, that his soul is out of his physical self, he will never enter the body of any other living creature. Rather, he would like to be a perfect work of art, such as was made by the goldsmiths of ancient Greece out of hammered gold or gold enameling. He would like to be a golden nightingale sitting on a golden bow, such as were fashioned by Byzantium artists to keep the king, lord, and ladies of Byzantium awake by singing to them of the past, the present, and the future. Once the narrator is out of this circle of nature that is being begotten, born, and dying, he will break all contact with natural things, that is, with the physical world. Instead of taking bodily form from any natural thing, he shall take a form like that which was hammered into golden shape and golden enameling by Grecian goldsmiths. This was done by Grecian goldsmiths to form a golden bird who could sing to a sleepy emperor and keep him awake. He also wants to be a golden bird gathered into the artifice of eternity so that he is set upon a golden bow in the court of Byzentium that alone would enable him to sing of all times, past, present, and future, to the lords and ladies of Byzantium. This song of narrator will be different from sensual music of dying generations and will sing of monuments of amazing intellect. Once the poet is out of nature, that is, dead physically, he will not enter the body of any other living creature. Instead, he will like to become a golden bird, a perfect work of art such as was shaped by great artists of Byzantium. Such birds were set on golden bows, and they sang of the past, present, and future to keep awake the drowsy emperor of the lords and ladies of his court. As work of art, they were not subject to the ravages of time. In short, the poet prays to the saints to grant him an eternity such as is enjoyed by the art of Byzantium. So, students, here we have analyzed all the four stanzas of this great poem written by W.B. Yeats. And as we have come to this conclusion, that this is Yeats's best known poems, one which has received considerable attention from critics. The major reason is that it is remarkable for its richness and complexity, revealing successive layers of meaning at successive readings. So, students, this much for today. We will continue with the next poem by this famous Irish poet. Thank you very much.